About a year after Mandy's group, I try again. I'm at the library and I see this posting for a group on how to hike the AT. And I go in, and this woman's done 650 miles, and she's the expert on everything. I'm like, cool. Told her the day we met, I can't sleep on the ground with my back and get up and do miles day after day, but I'm curious. I'm interested. It's always my downfall, isn't it? She's got to get in shape for the AT, and I'm like, well, if you want to go on a day hike, if you want to go for a walk, give me a call. So we meet, and she has to come over and look at my house, and she's looking through all the rooms, and she's looking through everything, and she's talking about her cabin. And all she's saying about her current tenants are that they're standoffish, and she's going on and on about how I should rent her cabin. Well, if it becomes available, give me a call. The very next morning, she's calling me at 9 a.m. You got to come over. You got to come over now. You got to rent this place. You got to tell me now. So I go over, and the whole time I'm looking at this place, she's like, I just kick them out. I just threatened to burn the place down overnight if they're not gone by morning. I just took the door off in the middle of winter. I just burned the place down. It's not a cabin. It's just a shed. I'll just collect the insurance money. The same loop. The whole time I'm looking at the place. I'm like, she doesn't want me having any services up there. She doesn't want me using her address. I've got no phone signal. I'm like, it won't work for me, Carol. Just get it listed. No, you can get anything. You can get anything up here. I'm like, well, give me the address. So I go look at internet services, and I can't get anything up there. And I'm like, well, maybe that's my graceful exit, right? Can't get internet up there, Carol. And she gets nasty. She starts trashing on my clothes and trashing on my gear and body shaming me. Same thing. Two times we went for a walk. And the whole time, they quit. They left me. They wouldn't give me any water. My stuff's the only right stuff. Nobody is good enough for me. Nobody did enough for me. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I can't be your everything, Carol. She's trashing on my water bladder. That looks dumb. That looks stupid. She's not even carrying water. All right? She's not carrying anything. And I offered her a liter of water I had in the car for the ride home. She just made that face. We get back to the road. We get back to the car, and she's mooching off people on the side of the road. She's mooching off people at their cars. She's trashing on my tent. I got a hubba hubba. I got a hubba hubba. Okay. Well, this hat. Every time I wore this hat, she's nasty comments. Got something nasty to say about it. Well, Mandy's group wears this style hat. Several women in Mandy's group wear this style hat. Must be the only right hat. She's trashing on my gaiters. Those look dumb. That's stupid. People just wear those to look cool. Well, they work. Then she's steering me wrong. She's talking about these trails. I'm like, I've been there. There's an awful lot of private property over there. And she's like, I've lived here my whole life. I know everybody. I can do anything. I can go anywhere. I want you to take me out on these trails. No, I don't know these people. Oh, we go to her friend's store. And she starts walking in with a lit cigarette. Like, you can't smoke in this store. She's like, my friend's store. Yes, you can. I can smoke in here. I know. So I wait, and I follow her in. And this guy's like, you're not smoking in my store, are you? And she's just laughing. Like, well, Carol said, do you think I'm going anywhere with this wackadoodle? And I'm still trying to be nice to her. And she still won't take no for an answer. And yes, I tried to tell her about this hate group. I did. And I just could never get a full sentence in edgewise. And she was always on her phone with her daughter. She was always sending pictures to her daughter with stuff. Her daughter did all her Facebook for her. So, coincidence? So, every time I picked up the phone, every time she was in the same loops, faster and louder. That's dumb, that's wrong, that's stupid. My stuff's the only right stuff. They quit, they left me, they wouldn't give me any water. I want. You gotta do this for me. You gotta do it now. I can't be your everything, Carol. And anytime I said no, this old prune would be trying to body shame me. I told her, I said, I wasn't raised to hate women. I'm not gonna catfight with you. I'm not in competition with you. Okay? I don't have the right stuff to go on a walk with you, then fine, just move on. Then she asked about the church. She was trashing on this food pantry and asked me about my churching, right? I said, well, I never went to church until my mid-30s, and I just don't feel the need for organized religion. And she's laughing hysterically, and she's repeating what I said. I ain't never been to no church. I ain't never known no religion. Really? How many generations of your family were born and raised up on that hill? Lived here your whole life, and you know everybody, and you've never been to church. Right. That's a new troll game since, what, video 7? Total strangers starting conversations with, well, I ain't never been to no church. Really? You know why I find that hard to believe? I don't know how many times as a new kid at school, somebody would come up and start talking about their church. I've never been to church. And they quit speaking to me. I went to school with this girl. I worked with her after high school. We hung out for quite a while. She came over one day and she's like, well, I gotta go. I gotta go once a month if I want to get married there. Never been to church. She quit speaking to me. I learned. Anybody start talking about their church, I just nod and smile. Nod and smile. Don't make eye contact. My foster mother took me once. We got in the car and she's trashing everybody the whole way there. And we walk into this huge room, just people milling around. It's loud and crowded. And she drags me around and shows me off to all the suits. You know, this is my new foster kid. This is my new foster kid. Never used my name. 15 minutes later, we were back in the car. Tracy. Remember Tracy, the guy she tried to fix me up with? He was talking about his church. I've never been to church. And he gave me this cross necklace. And the whole time he's saying, I want you to be protected. I want you to be protected. That's all he said. That's all I got. I want you to be protected. Well, what do you think? Did it work? And my ex, before we got married, I want you to know my religion. We went once with his family. And it was, do we have to? Do we have to? I mean, it just seemed like an obligation. It didn't seem to mean anything. I'd ask him. He couldn't tell me anything about it. His uncle died, I think. Somebody died. Why'd God do this to me? What do you think happened to him? Where do you think he is? I don't know. You tell me. I mean, was I really supposed to infer all of this 15 years from that? And see, I'm admitting my sins. You don't have to dig very far to find some difference in our life experience to crucify me for. You never did. Maybe I still don't have the right Bible. 6 different Bibles. Almost every one of them had something wrong with them. Her Bible's not the right Bible. Her Bible doesn't look the right way. Her Bible's not the right size. Yeah, I go to this woman's group and I leave the room and I come back and they've been going through my purse. And they're running around. Her Bible's not the right size. Her Bible's not the right size. And the group leads, they just turn their head and close their eyes. They're sitting there giggling. Really? The only input I ever got, the only one to speak to me, and this group leads like, you don't have the right Bible. You don't have the right Bible. Mine's purple. See? Purple. See? Purple. I see it. It's purple. You know how simple, how easy it would have been for someone somewhere to say, hey, we read this Bible. Might be easier for you if you did too. Nope. That's all I got. That's all I know. Purple. And I know you don't believe me, but here's what happened when I first walked into church. One of these pigeonholers came up and asked me some pointed question, and I'm like, I'm new to the church. I don't know where I belong. I don't know what I'm doing. And she drags me over and introduces me to this woman, Squeaky's mommy. And this woman says hello, and I say hello, and she turns and walks away. And this little woman runs up from behind her and makes some rude, nasty comment and runs off. Hit and run. And it happened again. Hit and run. The third time it happened, I saw this woman coming. And the group pastor was standing there. The I'll pray for you guy. That's all I ever got from this guy. I'm looking for a group. I'll pray for you. I don't know where I belong. I'll pray for you. So he's standing there, and she charges up and is making some nasty comment. And I grabbed him. I'm like, who is she? Why would she say something like that? Why is she attacking me? That's all I got. I'll pray for you. And she ran over to her mommy and she's crying. She misunderstood. I'm not perfect. Okay. That was late 2005, about the same time I saw that mortgage broker up on stage getting his kudos on Sunday morning. Only one I ever saw up on stage getting his kudos, and the only reason I went to him. Now, I expected to pay this guy a reasonable fee to find the best options for me, to do the legwork. And even if he would have said I should sell the house, I expected to pay him for his work. I did not expect to be charged over $10,000 to be financially ruined. Yeah, I think I know why he was getting his kudos up there on Sunday morning. And I couldn't buy 2 minutes of anybody's time when I was working. I certainly can't buy my way in now, can I? So I switched services. I'm trying to get away from Squeaky and her clique. And there she is. She runs by. She runs by chanting, "More souls for Jesus, more souls for Jesus." And she goes over and whispers in somebody's ear, and they turn around and charge up into my face and make some nasty comment. Call me Ms. Laura. Hit and run. I should know her name. I'm sure they introduced her when she got up on Sunday morning to talk about all her abortions. And she followed me in the ladies' room after service. And it was squeal, and she ran back out the door. Hit and run, total strangers. Every week this pastor's up there laughing, telling the story of the frog and the scorpion. The frog and the scorpion. And I'm sitting there going, ow, ow. Now, I want you to think I'm exaggerating. He did miss one now and then, but it was at least 9 out of 10 services. So I switched to Wednesdays. And this pastor has all the single ladies raise their hands. And I'm thinking, really? And I'm not kidding. Service is over, and I turn around to leave, and there's all these men lined up against the back wall, and they all come charging out at us. Oh, no. I just ducked and dodged my way right out of there. I am so sorry. I swear I didn't know. I am so sorry I didn't know this was all you had to offer. I mean, it took so many years longer than it should have to heal from my ex because of this group's behavior. I mean, from what I've seen and what I've heard, I mean, I'm not going back to that. I've heard so many stories in women's groups, in that divorce group, since leaving Ohio, of the abuses, the child abuse, the incurable diseases. And these women would say, "And why do you leave me? That's all I ever wanted." Really? And then to hear him say how the church booted him to the curb. I mean, no one ever told me, "You can give me your money and you can listen to my services, but we won't support you and we won't accept you on our spiritual path because you don't have a man God." I mean, really? I mean, Jesus never said that in any of my Bibles. And I'm not dissing. I mean, if that's what's most important to you, why wouldn't you tell me that? Why wouldn't you tell me that when I walked in the door? Never say that up on stage. Doesn't say that on your website. You know I had no religious background. I guess I'm just not that smart. But I mean, do you really think you're going to troll me into letting you auction me off to the lowest bidder, like a head of cattle? Better build more schools. You see what happens when an uneducated 30-something divorcee walks in the door, and it's not a pretty picture, is it? I am so sorry. So then I go down the road. They're having this National Week of Prayer, and this church is having more morning prayer meetings all week. Morning prayer meetings. And all these women, they're going around this circle. All these women are praying for is a man God. Just do anything for a man God. I'll go to school if you really want me to, but all I really want's a man God. I mean, their worldview is this wide. That's it. That's all it was about for an hour. It was all about the man God. I mean, they couldn't possibly understand where I'm coming from or what I've been through. And I certainly don't know how to respond the right way. So, and I'm new to this culture, so I just sit back and take it all in, right? As we get up to leave, I turn to ask somebody about the church, and they all start pointing and squealing. "She's just looking for a man, God." So I don't go back. But I did go back for a service or two. And this pastor's up there, I'm going to expect more money. More money. Okay, I get it, right? And the usher comes down the aisle, and he's passing the basket back and forth. And as he gets to me, I get that face. You know, that face. The same face I've been getting for 15 years. Okay, here we go again. Here we go again. Okay, bye-bye. You know, nobody will tell me what the hell's going on. And I keep looking. You know, why would I pigeonhole an entire culture based on a few bad experiences? But everywhere I go, there's no ring on that finger. It's all about the man, God. Gotta do more, gotta give more, gotta do more, gotta give more. I can't help you. She don't have the right stuff. She don't do it the right way. She don't look the right way. Okay, well now, and I understand reciprocity. I mean, I think. I'm not that smart. But this isn't feeding my spiritual growth, okay? I'm reading this, but this is all I'm getting. 15 years. I have absolutely no delusions that I could ever give enough, do enough, have enough, be enough for those groups. And I walked away. Time and time again, I respectfully walked away. Okay? Not one positive interaction. No one ever let me in. This is all I found. Now, I don't want you to think I'm exaggerating. There were 2 groups that I remember. 2 that were just so uncomfortable and didn't seem to be going in any direction that I just didn't go back to. So there's that. Oh, what can I say? What can I say? I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I swear. I mean it. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I didn't know. I would have never bothered you. I would have never walked in the door. I certainly would have never showed up after living through hell with that man if I'd have known this was all you had to offer. And if this isn't you and yours, then good for you. We've probably never met. But that's all I've found. 15 years. So back to Carol. For 3 weeks, every time I pick up the phone, that's dumb, that's stupid, my stuff's the only right stuff, my way's the only right way. They quit, they left me, they wouldn't give me any water. You gotta do this for me, you gotta do it now, I want. She wanted me to buy some stuff for her at REI, and I tried to tell her it's an 1.5-hour drive to Charlotte or Asheville. I don't go very often. And she just cuts me off in mid-sentence. You don't want to move to Asheville. It's a bunch of misfits. You don't want to move to Asheville. It's dumb. Asheville's dumb. Asheville's stupid. Asheville's a bunch of misfits. Blah, ha, 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 ha. Never said I want to move to Asheville, Carol. Blah, ha, ha, ha. You don't want to move to Asheville. Every time. So the last time she calls, I pick up the phone before I can even say hello. Asheville's dumb. Asheville's stupid. Asheville's a bunch of misfits. You don't want to move to Asheville. Never said I wanted to move to Asheville, Carol. Blah, ha, 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 ha. You don't want to move to Asheville. Asheville's a bunch of misfits. I know, Carol. Then it's, my friend said she'd pick us up anywhere. I want you to take me out on the AT, and we'll just do 10 miles a day until it gets cold. 10 miles a day. Told you I can't do that for you, Carol. Bah, ha, 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 ha. Then we'll just do 5 miles a day. We'll just do 5 miles a day until it gets cold. No, Carol, I can't do that for you. Bah, ha, 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 ha. You gotta take me on this trip. They always leave me. They won't walk with me. They always leave me. You gotta walk with me. You gotta take me on this trip. 4 times she's told me I gotta take her on this trip. But she won't tell me how many days they're going. She won't tell me how many miles a day. I'm like, I cannot commit to taking you on somebody else's trip when you won't give me any information. There it is. Then she gets nasty. Same old. Well, you're just too smart. You're just too smart. You'll never find anybody around here. I know everybody. I know everybody. You'll never find anybody around here because you're just too smart. Okay, Carol. Goodbye. Okay, goodbye. 3 weeks of this. I'm obviously not that smart. Okay, goodbye. Nope. Then she's off on, I don't want to go in the woods. I don't want to go in the woods. It's not safe. I'm scared. I don't want to go in the woods. I want you to take me to Morganton to walk the Greenway. Okay, Carol, goodbye. I hang up and I block her number. And that should be the end of that, right? Nope. Nope. For about a week, maybe more. I've got old people calling me saying, did you just call here? No. And hang-ups. Local phone numbers calling and there's no response. Hello? I just block them. Coincidence? So I go into this food pantry that I've been going to for about a year and a half. Okay? No problems. It's a food pantry. She brought up that she was trashing on. The minute I walk in the door, this woman at the desk is screaming my full name across the whole room, emphasizing my middle name, Laura Ann, making that face. So I go into the building and all the way up to the front. She's screaming my name over and over, right? Here we go again. And this guy walks by, same guy, nice hat, blah, ha, 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 and runs from the room. He always laughs and runs from the room. And I get downstairs and I ask how many items to pick from the table, and this guy just makes this face. And he's like, just do whatever you want. Just do whatever you want. Just take whatever you're going to take. Just do whatever you want to do. Okay. Just do it. So he takes this box up to my car and he's slamming it around and he's making that face. And I'm just smiling and taking my whoopings. Been 15 years. None of my business, right? Not my right to defend myself. Is this what you call right relationships? Here we go again. I start making videos and I walk in the door and this guy's sitting here, he's all sprawled out. He's like, as soon as I walk in the door, he's like, why don't you just move? Why don't you just move? Why don't you just move? Why? You're the ones who told me North Carolinians were the nicest people on the planet, right? I have absolutely no delusions that I'll ever go anywhere and find anything else. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just hallucinating, right? And the boxes keep getting smaller and smaller. And this is one of two places who started putting something on the cans that was making me violently ill. As soon as I ate it. I mean, same cans that I'm getting everywhere. Not anywhere near the expiration date. But I'm washing cans before I eat this food. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just hallucinating, right? A year and a half. No problems in this place. Well, let's go there. Why not? If this is just the rantings of a crazy woman, well then, and nobody's watching these videos anyway, then why not? Let's go there. So the first time I walked in the door, I go up to sign in and I hand him my ID. And this guy goes, are you widowed? I'm like, no, I'm divorced. And he goes, ew. And he turns his head and he refuses to speak it to me. And he refuses to look at me. And he just tosses my ID back at me. And the three behind him get started. Divorce is the root of all evil. Divorce is the unforgivable sin. Divorce, divorce, divorce. And I just smile and take my whoopings. There's only like 4 people in the whole room, right? So I go sit in the back and I'm looking at my phone and they're still going at it. Louder. Divorce, divorce, divorce is, she was a pastor's wife. She got divorced. Not those exact words, but you get it. Still going at it. So finally I look up and I say, you can't guilt or shame me for correcting the biggest mistake of my life at that point. Okay? And this guy goes, well, it's about right relationships. And before I could ask, before I could even make a sound, they're off on another subject. Okay, no problem. You're not offending me. You're not hurting my feelings. I know. So I go back, and this guy's like, you got to go to church. You got to go to church. And I tried to have a conversation with this guy. I tried to give him specific examples of what I've gone through over the last 15 years, and he just keeps cutting me off and well, they have their pet peeves. We have ours. Yeah, I know. Or just laughing and running off, disappearing. Okay. Then this customer's in there and she's starting a conversation. Long story short, she asked about my disability. And I told him about the TMAU, and this guy just laughs hysterically and runs from the room. And this woman is just standing there making that face and doing that fake laugh. She's standing there bug-eyed, bare teeth, going, Well, you're not hurting my feelings, honey. I already know. I already know that there's absolutely nothing I could ever do to be good enough for you. And you don't represent my God, okay? You're not hurting my feelings. Month after month, I'm going there, and it's, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. You don't look the right way. You need to go to the motorcycle ministry. Well, I know I'm not going to fit in that clique either. And I know we're not having a conversation month after month. So finally I just said, well, I don't wear leather and ride motorcycles either. And he just laughs and runs from the room. I mean, I'm not offended. And I'm not dissing. I'm not dissing. Don't twist this into something negative. I thank you. I thank you for being straight up from the moment I walked in the door with what's most important in your organization. So many haven't. So many wouldn't. You know, I'm not going to force anyone to deal with a divorcee in that close a proximity to their little man gods for a whole hour on Sunday morning. I've been there, I've done that, and I'm not going back. I just want to pick up some free government food, and I'll be out of your hair, I promise. It's been 15 years of that you don't look the right way, okay? That was a carry game every week. This team lead would come up to me. You don't look the right way. You don't look the right way. I don't like the way you look. What is it, Carrie? And she'd just laugh and run away. It's just a game. It's been the same game for 15 years. The body shaming, the hair, the skin, the weight. I mean, from women. You know, I don't see a bunch of clones running around here, okay? All wearing the same outfits with the same hair and the same makeup and the same pile of stuff and the same cars and the same house. Doesn't mean anything. It never did. It never meant anything to me. It's just a game. I see you. I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you. What more can I do to not look the right way? Okay? Since I moved to this area, the trolling has been so bad that in maybe the last 6 months, I quit doing my hair altogether. I quit wearing makeup altogether. I don't even bother to change out of my walking clothes and get cleaned up before I go into a store or a food pantry. I'll be covered in twigs and leaves. You don't like my leggings? Don't look at them. You think my gaiters look dumb and stupid? Well, so do I, but they work, okay? What more can I do to not look the right way, okay? I didn't know. I didn't know. But I guess that's the right way. So, where do we go? So back to Carol. So, I should have been done with Carol at this point, right? You'd think everything was over. But I walk into this groomer that I've been going to for a year and a half and had absolutely no problems, absolutely normal conversations. And this woman follows me in the store, and she's doing the Carol thing. It's blah, 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 not taking a breath, never pausing, asking questions, and just keep rolling right over us. The groomer's trying to ask me to help hold the dog, and I'm trying to get a ticket, and this woman's just not stopping. You know, she doesn't have a pet with her. She's not there for services. She's just going on and on and on and on, never taking a breath, right? And I've been to this woman's store. I've been to her store. I've had a normal conversation with this woman. I've been to her gun shop. So I finally get out of there, and I get in line to pay for the service, pay for his grooming. And this woman comes out of the office and offers the dog a treat. And we get out to the car, and he gets sick all over the car, just like the food pantries, right? I mean, and this dog does not get sick. I mean, we find leftover deer carcasses on the side of the trail. I mean, he gets into nasty stuff, and he does not get sick. Coincidence? I mean, I'm sure the fine ladies at Pet Sense aren't poisoning a dog for fun and sport. Then the groomer comes out of the building. Same groomer I've seen for a year and a half, and all the way across the parking lot from the door to her car, it's just laughing hysterically, right? I'm just watching the Jerry Springer show. So I finally get the puke cleaned up, and I get in the car to leave, and there's a police car sitting across the parking lot watching the whole thing. The whole time. Just sitting there watching. Coincidence? Wouldn't be the first time I felt targeted by the police. Not even the first time in this area. But hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm just taking my whoopings. It's none of my business. It's none of my right to defend myself. It's been 15 years of this. Oh, one more, Carol. So I'm out here on the trails, and I start up this known trail that I've done a half a dozen times, and it looks like it's been rerouted. You can see maybe 40 feet ahead, and there's like 50 or 60 logs and branches purposely placed across the trail. So I'm just going to stop at the store and ask. I've been there, I don't know how many times over the last 2 years. Always got good information. I mean, I don't know this guy. I don't know anybody's name. But I'm just going to stop and ask. Never had a problem. And I walk up and try to ask if this trail's been rerouted. And I mean, I can't get 3 words out, and he just keeps cutting me off in mid-sentence. And the veins popping. And he's just getting, and his eyes are bulging. And he's getting faster and louder. And then it hits me. Carol was bragging about being best friends with this guy. I think I'm just being Caroled. Okay. Bad day? Coincidence? Yeah, I don't know. So I decided to go up the road instead. I'm not up for bushwhacking today. So about 15-20 minutes later, this big red truck starts coming down the road towards me. And I rein the dog in, get all the way off the side of the road, on the right side of the road. And this woman comes all the way across the road and gets like 3 feet from me. And she's hanging over the steering wheel, making that face. Bad day? Coincidence? Okay, Carol, you won. I'll never find anyone, 'cause you know everyone. Okay, sounds real good. Sounds real good. So let's go off on the dog for a minute, okay? I rescued this guy in 2016. And he goes in to get neutered. I pick him up after he's been neutered. And he wouldn't eat for 3 days. And he couldn't even keep water down for 2 days. And the second day I called, I said, he can't even keep water down. He's not eating. Oh, he'll be okay. He'll be okay. So I take him in for a week follow-up, and they're like, you're not feeding him right. He's too thin. You're not feeding him right. Well, I called. I told you he wasn't eating. No biggie, right? I mean, shit happens. So I take him back in for his shots. Twice, I believe. And I keep getting reminders for his leptospirosis. So I'm looking at the bill, and I call, and I ask the office. I said, you know, it looks like it's on the bill. Did he get the shot? Is that what this is? Oh, I'm sure he's okay. Well, I know he's okay. Did he get the shot? Oh, yeah, he's fine. So I just ignore the reminders. They keep coming. So I move to this area. So I take him in to the vet, to the groomer, to get his nails trimmed. And I take the records in so they can make copies and set up his yearly exam. That's about 3 or 4 months out, no problem. And I go back for his yearly, and I get up to the front desk, and this woman's making that face. You are going to get his leptospirosis, aren't you? Yeah, I'm here to get what's due. Here for his yearly exam. Coincidence? Then I get into the room, and the vet comes in, and I'm thinking we're having a conversation, right? I'm thinking I'm about taking care of the dog. Nope. You're not doing this the right way. You're not doing that the right way. Oops. So I just sit back and smile and wait to see if she's going to tell me what the right way is. Nope. Coincidence? So I go back in February. And I'm there to pick up 6 months of Sentinel and get a Bravecta. And this woman's like, well, I can only give you 6 months. Yeah, I know. Well, you have to see the vet. Well, I know. He gets his yearly exam in August. Well, you have to make an appointment. Well, okay, go ahead and schedule it. Well, I don't have the schedule. Okie dokie, I'll call then. Bad day? Coincidence? So, day or two later, I left him at home, and I come back, and he's got this huge lump on his nose and an open sore. And there's nothing in the yard he could have got into. I'm not thinking twice about it. But it was there for over a month. Didn't seem to bother him. Didn't get infected. But after that day, I found not one tick on this dog until after Easter. And it's been a daily check since we left Ohio. I mean, even in February, it's 2 or 3 a month. I never gave him the Bravecta. But I found not one tick on him until after Easter, and then they were already dead by the time we got home. Coincidence? Hallucinating? I mean, I'm sure no one's poisoning or overdosing or just plain abusing a dog for fun and sport, right? Maybe that's just the right way. I mean, this dog has been through so much more. I mean, since I moved to this area, but I'll get to that when we get to this neighborhood here. So now I don't want anyone to feel picked on. So since, maybe video 8? Since March, the trolls all went off on the same tangent. Right after that video in March, I didn't get 3 hits on that video, and everywhere I go, they're off on the same tangent. The shooting range, not customers, employees, 4 of them, since I started going in there the whole time. Just wow. Hickory women. Ever since I posted that video in March, I pull into a parking lot, and this light blue minivan, and there's these 2 women, and they just stop in the middle of the lot, and they just lay on the horn, and they're waving their arms and making these faces, and just blah, 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 blah. I can't hear them. The windows are up. Okie doke. I drive down the street and go through an intersection, and there'd be some woman laying on her horn and waving her arms, and I can't hear you. Okay, here we go. There'll be somebody pulling out of a parking lot as I'm driving by, and they'll be laying on the horn. These women will be waving their arms and acting all crazy. Okie doke. Thought it finally died down, and then it was the first week of June. I'm sitting at this intersection waiting to make a right, and this woman drives by, and I turn behind her, and she stops in the middle of 3 lanes, and she's just staring behind her like this. And I come to a stop. I don't know if she's making a U-turn or what, and she's not going anywhere. She's just staring at me. So there's traffic coming up behind, so I move to the left to go around her, and she turns into my car. She turns into the lane, and she's laying on that horn. Oh, it's a troll. And she follows me through the next light, still laying on the horn. We get to the next light, and I'm in the right turning lane, and she comes up on the left, and again, turns into my car. Finally lays off the horn, and she's doing this, and she's doing this, and she's doing this, and it's... And I'm just rolling. I mean, I just don't even know what to do with this, okay? And so traffic moves, and I just pull into the gas station, and I sit there. I got the video camera going. Come on, go ahead, give me your best. And she sits there, and 4, 5, 6 cars go around her, and then she just takes off like a bat out of hell. Yeah. I didn't think to get your license plate number. I'm sorry I can't give you proper kudos. She had long black curly hair with bangs, real skinny little woman in a white car. I see you. I see you. 15 years, I see you. Okay? Oh, what else? Oh, the dentist. You know, I left that dentist, and I didn't go back. And as soon as I start posting videos, and I blocked his number. As soon as I start posting videos, I start getting voicemails to come in and finish the treatment plan. Block those numbers. Now I'm getting texts. No, I'm not coming back into you. I mean, we had discussed doing the cavities first, okay? See, I'm admitting my sins. This is through a government assistance program. He knows I haven't had insurance for 10 years. And without a word, he just takes it upon himself to replace this filling in my front tooth instead. And he goes and he drills holes in the back of all my front teeth and puts fillings in those teeth. There was no cavities. There was nothing wrong with those teeth. They were not on the treatment plan. And then he files the side off of this too. You see that? Filed the entire side off. It used to look like this. Okay? And then he charges me more out the door. He charges me for work that wasn't even on the treatment plan that didn't need done. Oh yeah, and of course pouring Bonder in my mouth and running out of the room. Okay? And this filling didn't even last 6 months. It didn't break off. It didn't fall out. I wasn't eating anything. It just started crumbling right out of my mouth. I mean, how long do you think it's going to be before all my front teeth fall out now, huh? And then he butchered my gums. I mean, he put slices down the side of my mouth. I mean, there are still ridges. There is still scar tissue where he just butchered my gums, okay? Do you really think I'm going back for more of that? Now, I've been repeatedly financially raped and abused by these businesses for 15 years, okay? Ever since that mortgage broker, it started. Places I had gone to forever. And I have absolutely no delusions that it'll ever change anytime soon. But I'm not going back to you. Hey, maybe I could be the face of his next billboard, huh? If you don't have a man god, if you don't look the right way, this could be you. Smile, people notice. And I'm sure he's got more new patients from taking part in a hate group than he would from being a good dentist. This group branded me 15 years ago, and now I've been physically branded. I am so sorry. I swear, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Please forgive me. I am sincerely and genuinely sorry that I ever bothered you. I mean, I have spent 15 years begging and pleading and crying out for someone to help me, paying people who are taking part of it, like Heather and Mimi, or who just stare at me like I've got horns on top of my head. It's none of my business. Being laughed out of police stations. I have been stripped of everything I worked my whole life for. I have been stripped of all of my basic humanity. And I'm sorry. My give a damn's busted. But I swear, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. You know, I didn't have any faith to be lost. I had no religious instruction until 2005. And I don't hate the church either. The churches I've been in hate enough for the whole world. And that's so sad. Okay? If you want to try to convince me that this terrorist hate group is not religiously fueled, well then clue me in. Because to date, it's still none of my business. But hey, maybe I am just crazy and hallucinating. And I'm okay with that. And it doesn't matter who I talk about or what I say on these videos. Because nobody's watching anyway. Right? So, till next time.